This year marks 50 years of hip-hop, and tomorrow the golden anniversary of its birth by DJ Kool Herc in the Bronx. Celebrations will be held around the world, including here in the DMV, to honor hip-hop culture and more. This morning, National Hip-Hop Museum founder Jeremy DJ Boom Beaver and curator Red Summer are here, along with the Sugar Hill Gang's Master G via Zoom, to talk all about the Hip-Hop Museum and more, and tomorrow's gigantic anniversary. Good morning to all three of you. How are you doing today? Thanks for having us. It's an honor to have you all here. So just in case you're wondering, this side of the table over here, these are just my own personal records. These are not in the museum. I just brought some of my own favorite hip-hop albums that I've had over the years just to kind of celebrate the 50 aspect of it. But your museum obviously stops off around 2000, so we're going to dive into that. But for the audience who might not know, tell us about the museum, specifically what you both have gained from it and how it's affected your own lives and why it's so personal to both of you.
Sure. Well, having Master G, the founding member of the Sugar Hill Gang, as our executive director, and inducting the Sugar Hill Gang on our grand opening in 2019 was a moment in time that cannot be reproduced. And ever since then, we've been in charge of, and Red has been curating, the world's largest collection of hip-hop artifacts and memorabilia, and we have inducted and honored over 65 of the icons and legends that have created this genre.
It's incredible. So Red, I'll bring you in because obviously you have some incredible artifacts here. This is just a small sample of what people can get at the museum. But can you go through a couple of these and tell us the significance of them? Especially this one is pretty wild.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So this is a break album.
Okay.
And with the breaks, what you do is you find a certain spot, and that's where you go.
Right.
And you go back to that spot to make your scratch and your beat. So this was the original scratch album that was used by Africa Bambaataa.
Wow.
We have some original flyers in our collection when they were being hand drawn and created for the public to come out to the parties.
Yeah.
We also have Grandmaster Flash's press kit.
Wow.
Which was typed on a typewriter.
I still have a typewriter, by the way. That's
nice.
Amazing. Obviously, we do have Master G on as well, which is, you just mentioned beautifully, obviously, his significance to hip-hop. Master G, I know you can hear me, and thank you for being on with us via Zoom this morning. But 50 years of hip-hop is really kind of an astounding number to think about.
Yeah.
And I just wondered, when you look at those 50 years, what evolution you see, and why is this museum important to you?
Well, being the fact that I am the person that commercially brought it to the world, I think it's important that I continue to preserve the legacy. So that's why Jeremy and I and What Up Red came together. And I really, this is a labor of love for me, and I'm really enjoying it. And like I said, it's so very necessary.
I'm going to bring this to a personal perspective real quick because everybody has their own journey with hip hop, right? This was the album that got me into it. This was RZA's Bobby Digital. I remember getting this when I was in middle school or high school. Obviously, I didn't have this vinyl at the time. I got the CD, but I just remember the B-O-B-B-Y, and it was just one of my favorite records. And then obviously, I found Biggie and Ready to Die and Give Me the Loot's probably my favorite track ever. But I think everybody has a gateway into their favorites. I mean, right now I'm huge on Kendrick. I think Nas's King's Disease 3 is one of the best albums he's done since Illmatic. Obviously, Kendrick's Damn and all these incredible albums. But what was that record for you? What was the one that lit the spark that made you go, oh, I love this? I'll start with you, Jeremy.
For me, 7th grade, I found Paid in Full. And,
really?
And that was 1987. And to be in 2023, having the museum's first ever sneaker be the Paid in Full tribute sneaker and Rakim's first ever sneaker deal is absolutely fulfilling beyond my wildest dreams. This is a collaboration between Ewing Athletics and the National Hip Hop Museum. These sneakers are available right now in the National Hip Hop Shop, and tomorrow, for the anniversary of hip hop, we're dropping the second colorway, which is available like in black and gold, and it commemorates Follow the Leader album, and that will be at the shop tomorrow with a viewing of Crush Groove to honor the anniversary.
It's incredible. All right, we have about 45 seconds left. I don't mean to rush you guys. I feel bad. We have 3 guests. I'm trying to get everybody in, but Red, the album that got you into it.
I don't know. It was a particular album as much as the music going into break breakdancing.
Yeah.
So I love that there's fashion, there's breakdancing, there's so many objects and things that come from hip hop history that I get an opportunity to be the steward of.
And Master G, I know since you're a pioneer, this is an interesting question for you because there's a track on Nas's album King's Disease 3 called First Time, where he goes over the emotions he had the first time he heard certain hip hop artists. Was there one that struck you that kind of made you feel differently about the genre?
Yeah, Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five. The first time I heard Mel and Scorp and Creole and Cowboy, it was kind of like an unbelievable experience because they, it came from the Bronx. I came out of Jersey and I was doing it in the Jersey area. But when I first heard the New York version of hip hop, that really hit me in a visceral way.
All right, how terrible would it be if I said out loud that I think Nas could be the greatest of all time, considering the run he's on right now with these 5 records, the music he's making with Hit Boy? Do you guys consider Nas in that top 5 field?
Yes.
Absolutely.
All right.
Absolutely.
All right, good.
Absolutely.
All right, now I feel validated. All right, so tomorrow is the anniversary. DJ Kool Herc, check out the museum. Real quick, people can find the museum tickets and information where?
NationalHipHopMuseum.org. The tickets are very inexpensive. Please go immediately. We have a recording studio and a dispensary all on site.
A dispensary?
Yes.
This is the greatest place of all time. All right, I'm going to go there. All right, thank you both very much. Master G, good to see you, buddy. And thank you all very much for your time today. It's a pleasure to be here celebrating one of the greatest genres of music of all time. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.